Hello everyone and welcome back to my first year on T. I'm Ollie. I have not made a video in quite a bit, like maybe over a month, and so I wanted to give you all a reason for that. And also I'm going to talk about today's topic, or this week's topic, which is myths and stereotypes in the trans community, but I'm going to talk about that like in the second half of this video. The first half is like why I've been gone, because I think it's important, like, while this is a channel of like putting out kind of what transition is about, it's also like a personal diary in a way, and I want to be able to look back on this time honestly, and I want you all to be able to see like what the trans experience can be honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more vulnerable than I usually am on this channel, and I hope that it goes over well. So I've been gone for a couple different reasons. The first being, like, being on T is really good. And I've been really happy with the changes. I recently had my dose bumped up, and so I'm getting a lot more changes really quick. Like, my voice has dropped quite a bit, which is cool. But my appearance changing is really kind of stressful for me, and I have been very self-conscious for the past month or so, and that has led me to not making videos. I've also like started to get quite a bit, more acne than I normally have, and I try not to be someone who's like overindulgent on my appearance or like over obsessed with my appearance, but the way I look affects my confidence levels, of course. So I have been less motivated to make a video like when I have acne, or like when I'm like feeling dysphoric, or feeling weird about the way I look, or like feeling like I'm gonna make a Pokemon reference, you know, like when you get your Pokemon starter and it's so cute and then it like evolves into that middle stage, it's like they look really awkward. I'm mostly thinking about Mudkip's evolution, middle evolution. They're just weird looking. They look like they're going through puberty. And I feel like I'm kind of in that stage. And maybe that's not true, but that's like kind of where I feel like I am. And it's weird to like put out that version of myself on the internet. So that's part of it. But like I think the other big part is I have been going through a lot of emotional stuff recently. I have always struggled with my mental health, but my mental health has been really not so great for the past couple weeks. And I also, if you know me really well, you probably already know some of this, but I'm sober. I have been in recovery for 3.5 months, and I like go to AA meetings, and that's like a really kind of a big part of my life right now. And I've really been struggling with my sobriety, and it has been very important for me to prioritize my recovery and my sobriety first, especially like this past weekend. I've gone to 4 meetings over the weekend thus far, and I'm going to another one tonight. And that takes up a lot of my time and like emotional energy. So it has been, and like that's this whole thing, like my sobriety is something that I have a lot of trouble talking about. So it has been hard for me to like make the time to make these videos. And I really want to keep making these videos. And I'm not saying that I'm going to stop making videos. I'm going to keep making them. But I just want to say like that if I'm not making videos, there are reasons why. And I will continue to make videos. Especially because I'm coming up on my 7 months, or I'm past my 7 months on T, and like I want to have this video diary of my transition, and I want to share it with you, and like I want you all to be able to see like what a transition can look like in my sense. Yeah, so that's kind of like why I haven't been posting. I'm sorry if that was like a long rant and you didn't want to know, but I thought that I should put it out there just because I want to be vulnerable, and I want to hold myself accountable, not only to you all, but to myself. Cool. So now I'll move into this week's topic, and it will hopefully be a little bit less, I don't know, emotional. Cool. So this week's topic is myths and stereotypes about the trans community, and like how I could break them or maintain them. And already the people on this channel have done a really good job, and their videos are awesome. So if I don't say something, like they probably have, and I would recommend everyone watch those videos. And I'm probably going to repeat some of the things they say as well, because I thought they were good points. But the first one that I wrote down is hating yourself, your body, and not being happy. I think that there's this idea that all trans people hate themselves and like are in despair constantly, which is just like really, I would say, not what the trans experience is. And for me at least, like coming to terms with my transness and living as trans is like a great thing, and it makes me extremely happy every single day. And I know that that's just my experience, but I feel like for most of the people that I know, like transness can be really validating. So, I mean, and there's also the part where like dysphoria and despair or whatever for some trans people, but like I think that that is cast as like being all trans people. And I think the issue with all these myths and conceptions is they're looking at all trans people and saying all trans people do this, when like maybe a minority or like even a majority do, but there's people that don't. The other myth and stereotype that I wanted to talk about is all trans people's dysphoria is the same. And I already kind of talked about why I think it's, well, so I don't think that all trans people need dysphoria. However, I think that there's this idea that the people that do have dysphoria in the trans community have it around the same things, like their hips, their breasts, their voice, whatever. And I think that it ignores the nuance of people's lives and the nuance of like gender assumptions about people's bodies. Like, I have a lot of dysphoria about my eyebrows and my eyelashes and my smile. And those are things that like don't really come up a lot, like in general dysphoria conversations. And I think that like there shouldn't be this assumption that all trans people are dysphoric about certain parts of their body, because people have made assumptions about where my dysphoria lays, and I'm like, that's not true. Yeah. So the next one, I think people have also talked about already, but I think it's a really good one to reiterate, that all trans people have mental illness. I think it's true to say that trans people are more likely to have a mental illness, but that is because how trans people are treated in our society, and not due to like being trans in itself. If I like lived a completely transphobia-free life, like I would be so happy, and I probably wouldn't have a lot of the mental illness issues that I do, but that's just not the reality that I live in. And like mental illness issues are, again, like not due to my transness in itself, but due to my treatment in the world. And I think that it's important to recognize that, like, yeah, again, like not all trans people have mental illness or have mental illness issues. So yeah, those are like my 3 that I came up with, and there's definitely more. And if you have more that you can think of or you want to talk about, you can feel free to put them in the comments of this video or reach out to me. I'll put my Instagram and my Twitter in the description below, and you can feel free to reach out to me in any way. I also realized that because maybe I was a little bit more vulnerable in this video, and you like feel like you need support, or you feel like you want to reach out for any reason due to that, I'm not saying that like I need support, because I'm pretty good, but like I want to be here for you in any way that I can. And if you find my story relatable, then yeah, feel free to reach out. So cool, thank you for watching my first year on T. I'm Ollie. Hopefully I'll make another video soon, but if not, please continue to watch this channel. We have some really great contributors, and I hope you have a good day.